Yo. Come on in, man. Come on in. Come on in, man. Let's have a conversation right quick. I know it's late night, 9 o'clock. Know y'all had a long day, so we ain't gonna keep y'all long. We just want to talk about the press conference.
That's it.
I seen a lot of y'all in there this morning. Giving me shout out. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to our boy Silk, man. Glad you're feeling better, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Keep getting better on your end. I
Please.
done, bro. Trust me, I have, and I know it's not a joke. So prayers up to you, man. Pray you get better, my guy.
Facts. Facts, man. How y'all feeling though, man? Y'all come on in. Like you said, it's late night. It's after 9. I know Pro Bowl on, all that good stuff. But hey, man, at the end of the day, it was a good press conference that happened today, and we got to talk about it just a little bit with the congregation.
Hey, man, am I tripping? Should the Pro Bowl be canceled altogether? Because it's just laughable at this point. At least when I was coming up in the '90s, man, at least they played a little bit. I mean, you still saw Marshall Falk, Chris Warren have stupid games where they ran for 200 some yards. But now it's just a flat football game. And really, it's just about the fans at this point because let's keep it real. Um, they should just sit up there and just sign autographs and just get it over with.
Yeah, man, it's not fun like that. I'm used to the old Pro Bowl, the old style, and guys going out there and just proving that they're the best. It was almost like a pride thing. You got the best of the best, and you want to go out there and be the best on that field around the best. But you think about it as well. It's a new day and age. Some guys, if it was like that, I actually feel like more guys would actually pull out of the Pro Bowl because they wouldn't want to risk getting hurt or whatever the case. Because the money is different. It's a lot more money involved now, and in these contracts they got different clauses, and we don't know what all is in that black and white. So it's just a lot of different. I feel like
I
really
get that
different
part.
components.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But just give him a damn award. Give him an award. Ain't no need, to risk an injury just playing flag football. Because let's be real, they made one wrong turn out for a year. Let's keep it real. These ain't right, and they've been playing all year. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, they gotta definitely figure it out. At the end of the day, that's what all these leagues are trying to figure out now, how to improve like their game. I mean, even with the NBA, you see they're about to do something new with the All Star Weekend,
Yeah.
stars and stripes and whirl. So they about to do that now, where you're gonna have a team of 8 to 9 players going at each other or something like that. I guess it's gonna be like a little tournament or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
it's gonna be a three-way tournament, man. But the thing is, man, even in the '90s when I was growing up, and I'm going back to the '90s, yes, the '90s, you saw those players, man. They played the game to win. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
they lollygagged and they scored 140 points, but at the end of the day, they competed, and it's just no competition no more. It's just like a pickup game where the fans go see the stars play, and it just sucks.
like you said, sign
That-
autographs, everything.
yeah,
Hey,
get
I
it
will
over
say
with.
this though: the jerseys were definitely better back in the '90s, though.
Hell yeah. They even played in they played in their
Uh,
team jerseys back in the '90s sometimes. Because like my favorite game, the '98 All Star game, I think that was Kobe's first um, All Star game. They wore their uniforms. So I mean, look, just crazy.
hey
Dirty Bird
man,
Gang, what's up, man? He say feeling really good about Ian. Feel a change coming within the organization. Can't wait for the show. Robert Blackman, what's good? Nephew say he had an 8 piece from Publix. Man, you ain't even share that shit, man.
mm, mm,
Don't tell me about no chicken, man.
mm.
Shaka,
Let's
what's up, my guy?
get it on.
6'7". He said cancel that mess.
Hey man, it's it's funny. That's all I got to say. It's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, Robert
yeah.
said the Pro
Tremere
Bowl.
said protect him at all costs. Absolutely. If I
Yeah,
be on, I will let the night to go. Appreciate the donation, 6'7". Appreciate you, my guy. So you got me next time. Callahan better develop this O line correctly. He definitely will.
yeah.
It ain't gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, Caleb McGarry might come out this thing looking better.
We'll see, man. We'll see exactly where we're going to go with it because again, we are here to talk about this press conference, and there's a few key talking points that I really believe that we all really, as we heard for most of us, we was already in there listening to it. Really, man, Falcon fans showed up like Smitty was saying earlier, in there, shouting each other out and just listening to what Ian has to say. And Matt started it off, setting the tone, talking about the type of person that Ian is. And again, we talked about on here about him being so well rounded, and just throughout the scouting he's been regional, national, and just even being just assistants and just being the most well rounded guy. So again, it was him being the favorite the entire time, and it just really was, if anybody could really just overtake it. And of course, the closest guy that got there was Lifford, but still, he 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 had to do something like amazing to really just overtake Ian Cunningham. And today, you guys start seeing it.
But they really gave away their strategy, man. When you was hearing the press conference and somebody asked the question, what did you pick from all of the candidates? What did you pick from all of them? And what did he say?
You talking about Matt?
Discipline. No, Ian said discipline. That's
Oh.
what he picked. That's what he picked from. What he had. Been through all the teams that he worked for. He said discipline is something that he found. He picked out of every one of them, and that's something that they have, and that comes with structure as well. You have to be disciplined to stay with a strong structure, and that's something that I thought the Falcons needed. But also, the Falcons picked some from a lot of the candidates as well. They picked, from Lippard, the guy who they interviewed right before him, Harbaugh, anybody that they interviewed as far as GM, as far as president of football, as far as head coach. They picked something from a lot of them, so they're gonna use that to try to grow. And sometimes you have to do that because sometimes you have to pour knowledge into things and learn from everybody to come up with a solid idea. And it is nothing bad because everybody copies everybody in today's NFL. That's just a proven fact. Some of them just stupid enough to get caught. But DeAndre said, like this version of Terry Fontenot, Terry's clone is all about the trenches and draft capital. Build through the draft. But the thing about it, he's made it clear. He doesn't like to trade up. So for y'all that like to trade up, them days might be over. And it's not a bad thing. But think about it. They did it all the time. They still find the right player. So and he actually worked with some of New England's front office guys. So he knows how it works. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you for the donation, DeAndre, by the way. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, salute to you. He emphasized about draft, develop, and retain philosophy. So again, he's signaling that the old aggressive style, just like Smitty was talking about trading up and everything, getting rid of draft picks, and like how Terry was moving. He basically said, so that aggressive style, I'm not about that, because he's talked about stockpiling draft capital and how you can't have enough draft picks, labeling them as currency. And he also hinted about trading down and trying to maximize the team's picks. And the thing about it, what you got to remember is when it was the time to where they turned 5 picks into like 9 picks or 11 picks. So again, like this whole scenario really can work out for the Atlanta Falcons, because even if you go, man, well, we'll get into it some more, but I just like, hearing those type of things, and him being that previous offensive lineman, talking about the roster construction and being tough and physical. That automatically just lets me know that it's like, yeah, if you're going to be on that line, you're going to have to be like kind of like the lunch pail type of a guys. And when I think about that type of Falcons, the immediately what comes to me is like when Todd McClure was on here and he talked about the guys like Tyson Clabo, the guys like Harvey Dahl, like those hard-nosed type guys that just in the trenches, and all they want to do is just get in there and just and some rustle it up, so like I'm liking what I'm hearing about that, though. Seriously, building through the trenches.
Facts. 6-7. Appreciate the donation, my brother. Appreciate you. Spot, my guy. He said giving them that West Side perspective. I appreciate. I got to give it to him, my guy. You know it. You know how I get down. What's good, Smitty? A1 Falcon family. New era is here. My favorite quote from Ian was draft development and retain. This
Yeah,
all works.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I was
But
saying.
I said I talked about discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things he took away from the interviews. What else did you like that he said that and y'all can follow along in the chat if y'all watch the press conference. Y'all can drop in the chat. You know what y'all like that, like everybody is doing right now. Drop in the chat what y'all liked about the press conference earlier today. Go ahead, my guy. What
Mm-hmm.
else did you take from it?
Well, man, I also it was a funny thing that he had said about not wanting to mortgage the future, but to be in the now. So again, that goes back to him like liking those picks and liking the stockpile and like to develop, to retain. And real quick, do you think that that was just like a little subtle shot at Terry Fontenot?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, look. One thing you got to think about, man, as an African American to be in that high of a position, and I think who that was, Asante Samuel, put out a tweet and said 10 openings, no, not one offensive coordinator hired, not one GM hire, not one head coach hire was minority. So yeah, you got to take the shots when you need it because you just can't lose those spots. Now I know Terry will get another job somewhere. Raheem has already gotten a job, but at the same time, sometimes our ego get in the way, and that's what happened with both of those guys. They had the perfect opportunity to build on a win now team, and they just didn't, and they just wasted squandered the opportunity because of their egos. And look, we all know it, and we said it. Think about it. When you gave that quarterback $180 million, that cash strapped us for the next 2-3 years. Because if we don't make that move, Michael Parsons possibly in Atlanta, um, Max Crosby probably in Atlanta. Who any edge rusher you can think of, we probably could have.
Right.
So
And
yeah, I get it. I get it why you take the shot because it's some ridiculous moves. So when you make ridiculous moves, things like that, you just gotta take into consideration. So I didn't have no problem with him taking shots because at the same time, if he does the right thing, he gonna show him how to do the job correctly. That's what I took from it.
yeah, man, and again, it's just two different styles, and we're going to see exactly, what Ian's style when we heard the philosophy. I just want to see him get to work, and another thing that you got to think about, just like how we had the show about who stays and who goes. For a guy who likes draft capital, what some of these potential veterans could be used as picks, like we've been talking about. You got to start
Right.
thinking about those type of things because the season really starts now for us. It's like we're about to hit the ground running. Ian also talked about meeting with the salary cap staff actually tomorrow and seeing labeling undrafted well, excuse me, not undrafted but free
Reserve
agent,
futures.
yeah,
Yeah.
free agents, what I'm saying, restricted free agents, unrestricted free agents. So it's like they're about to go over that. They're about to check out the salary, and he's about to start getting to work and start trying to piece together things. So it's going to be interesting to see who he keeps and who is on the move.
We talked about on the show the other night about Cal and Algier. And Ron Smith brought it up in the chat. Does his perspective today does it change your thoughts on what could happen with those two guys?
Mm, to a degree, it's all still like up in the air because again, this man has to look at look at all the books and have to look at the totality of what's going on with the roster. I feel like once they really gets an idea of which way he can do it, like I think because he doesn't want to he when he's talking about like just dealing with the salary cap, he wants to make sure that he's doing the right things. And honestly, bro, I'm telling you, I just feel like he is not going to be with necessarily being like with that aggressive style. I think if it needs to be, guys are going to move on. if he has to, because again, I'm just thinking about the one thing that he kept just talking about was, and he's talked about it in multiple interviews, because you know how the Falcons do an immediate team, they have the big press conference, and then they have the other little meetings and stuff to where they have them talking and introducing themselves too. So
Yeah, the
like,
interview afterward. Right.
right. So it's just like, but my thing is the same thing he stuck with was the fact about, stockpiling those drafts, sticking to the trenches, building through the trenches. So I'm even thinking about skill players like, okay, does he actually like value like the skill players like that, or is this going to be as long as the trenches are good on both sides of the ball, we're going to have a chance to win games
Yeah, but you think about it, where's the game won at?
in the trenches, of course. That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
and, and Courtney Brown, I talked about this about three months ago. With what you saying, I think Jesse Bates will be traded for more picks. With his contract coming to an end, yeah, I thought that. I've been telling Chris that for months. Because you got to think about it. If you sign now, you could, like I said, you could sign him to an extension, to bring in more cap space. But I think he's what 30, 31. So he's getting up in age, and we saw what happened with Justin Simmons a couple years ago. He just wasn't the same, or he probably just didn't fit what we did. They thought they were going to be interchangeable from one safety to the other, but it didn't work. But with Jesse Bates, I hope he stays, and I think he's a big leader of this defense. But at the same time, you got to think about that contract. Now, if I'm Ian or Matt, I'm going to Jesse and say, hey, we want to sign you 2 more years, but we want you to take a little bit less money so we can keep building this team the right way. Either he can take it or leave it. If he leave it, you got to make a tough choice of trying to get draft picks for him. And I think at this point in his career, you could probably still get a solid second or solid third for him at this point. And that's still better than what you're going into the draft with. So Kyle is another one. I mean, you tag him, see what the market looked like for him. Hey, give me a second round pick or a late first rounder for him. You can have
that's
him.
but that's what I'm saying, man. Some of these guys can be used as that, because you can still tag picks or sign picks and still trade them too if you want to. Not saying that he would do that, but at the end of the day, we're still getting to know him. So we're gonna have to figure out exactly, like, now that he's in charge, like what his philosophy is, how much he's valuing certain guys. And I mean, again, everyone that is here right now, he didn't necessarily draft. So it's like, okay, can I get something for this asset?
Right.
And so I can get more of this currency, as he's calling the draft picks. Because also, I did like the fact about this quote when he said, you don't want to have too much dead money. And he said, we're going to be creative and we're going to be innovative in that area moving forward. So
Right.
again, he said that still the cupboards are not bare in Atlanta, and we have talent on the roster. But so my job is going to be to continue to add competition to it and to enhance it, and to help Kevin Stefanski and his staff to get the right players in here so we can have consistency to compete for championships. That's the goal.
Yeah, and that's the way it's supposed to be, man. And look, one thing about dead cap space, it can stricken a team. Because we've seen it right now with Kirk Cousins, $27.5 million still after he gets cut this year. Still, he's not going to be here next year. Still $12.5 million. You saw the thing with Matt Ryan, $40 million in dead cap space. At the time, the most ever by a single player. So look, you can't have it. And look, if you building a team, you got to have the money to do it. What Bill Parcells say about the grocery? You got to go out and shop for it. If you ain't got no money, how you gonna shop for it?
How?
But
Like,
let's get it. Say what he took from it. It all sounded good, but let's be real. We all done and heard this before. Let's see what Ian does. Actions speak louder than words. Absolutely.
that's a great point. But the thing about Ian, he even talked about that when he was talking about earning the respect of the city. He was like, my actions are gonna, be the whole story behind it. He was like, we can talk about this and we can do that, but I'm gonna show up every day. I'm gonna show up with my actions. And I know, that's easy to say, but how he treats people and how he acts, accordingly with everybody within the organization. So
Facts.
again, it's like, he already knows, like, yeah, I can say all these things, but at the end of the day, I think he understands that we need action. Atlanta Falcon fans, we need action.
8-2. I ain't saying Terry did a terrible job. I'm just saying he could have did a better job as far as stepping up. Because look, Arnold Ebiketie to me was a questionable pick from the jump. Troy Anderson, I didn't like that pick from the jump either. Now he did make that last trade he made last year. That was his best move by far, and he did find more gems in the draft, such as Tyler Algier. Um, but he's
Brandy.
found gems in the draft. But at the same time, if you don't agree with the Kirk Cousins signing and you feel like you're back against the wall, speak up. Because if your voice was louder, Kirk Cousins would not be here. But you took sides with Raheem Morris, trying to get him what he felt like he needed and what he wanted. But look, it backfired. So you got to put your foot down. If it's somebody out there that you wanted, that you felt like could have came in and did the job for a much cheaper price, you should have stepped up and said something.
Yeah, hey, I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, I said this before. Maybe he felt like he didn't have that voice. Maybe he felt like if I do go against it, I'm gonna be out of a job quicker than what I would like, and I like my job for the most part.
Facts.
So, but
Base will be
I
29, so he still haven't hit 30, so he got time. So if he
yeah.
signed another 2-year deal, he'll only be 31 when it's over with a 32, and that's still, decent age. So yeah, you sign him to an extension.
All right, man. We've been kind of dancing around this a little bit.
Okay, go on, step on it then.
The whole thing, that went around was about they asked Matt Ryan about the quarterback situation, and Matt basically said that, hey, said neither of us are the head coach of the team. We can't answer that question.
Man.
So he said, I think all of us are going to get together, and Ian is going to be a part of that. Said for the next 3 days. But he never would commit to Michael Penix Jr. being the quarterback on week 1. But I will say, I think, there's no way he could say that, though. There's no way you really can, definitively just say that. I mean, I know Michael Penix and what he's saying, but you think about it, even in his interviews, he kind of, I'm going to be ready, but he kind of dialed it back just a little bit because he don't want to put too much pressure on himself. And I just think that's really what it is. It's like we really do have to have these conversations and we really have to see what's going on. And I did like the fact that he said that because it's like it makes me feel like he's going to give Kevin Stefanski that authority on who's going to play as far as like the quarterback situation. I'm just hoping that Kevin Stefanski is if it needs to be a change at quarterback, we're not waiting too late at the end of the day, That's all I'm saying. Like whatever at any position, not just quarterback, but just any position. If somebody is not holding up their end, like how long before you are able to make a change or at least an adjustment, or should I say?
Yeah, and see the thing about it, A1, they can't just come out and speak on it because they can't give away, what they're trying to do. If they do that, they'll lose all leverage if they're trying to make a trade or no matter who it is. So what they do is they just try to throw out, blanks. But when it comes to the quarterback position, and he right, they'll come up with a plan, and Ian, him being the GM, him and Matt being the GM, they'll come up with a plan, and they'll look at the salary cap and say, hey, we got this much money to spend. And this, if they make enough salary cap space, it'll let us know what they're going to do. And then you got to also think about they are about to get a raise, which is about 21 to 25 million. That's going to factor in big because right now I think they're at about 16, 17 million. And after Kurtz, if they cut him, they'll be about 16, 17 million. So you add that 20 to 25 in, that'll be anywhere from 35 to 37 somewhere in there. So with the quarterback position, honestly, I'm still thinking you got to go find a way to get Mac Jones. Mac Jones on 2-year, $4.8 million contract. If you can't get Mac Jones, I hate to say it, but you got to draft another quarterback. And if Carson Beck is there at the end of day 2, early day 3, you definitely got to think about it. Because now that you have all these coaches in place, that what we thought with the last regime that they said that they had 18, which wasn't true. But now that we see it with our own eyes, you have 3 former offensive coordinators coming in and rotate around Tommy Reese. So if things fall out of place, one of those guys steps up. So now they have that type of coaching staff in place. They can go out and get another rookie quarterback. But let's be real. If Michael Penix, he said he trying to be ready by week 1, but I think he'll be on the physical able to perform this or the IR the first 4 games. We'll see what happens with that quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, man. At the end of the day, my whole thing is, man, don't be rushing yourself, and I don't want the Falcons to rush them either. I just want it to all come together when it's supposed to, because this is a very important for the franchise. This is the franchise quarterback. We're hoping we're not going back to the draft board. Yes, looking for a quarterback because we have other things that we need to take care of and other positions that need to be filled. So, it'll be
Right.
quite unfortunate if we're back looking for a quarterback, especially this offseason. I know I did put out a poll. I got somewhere in about 60, between 60 and 70 votes on it right now. And I asked, after the recent news with the coaches and everything, what do you think we should do? I was like, believe in Penix, draft a quarterback this year, or sign a bridge. Now, mostly in 60% did say, what I'm saying, to stay the course with, and believe in Michael Penix. But yeah, you still had 9% that was like draft a quarterback this year. And then you still had another 30% or so that was like, hey man, get you a British quarterback. So
Right.
regardless, what I'm saying, the fan base is torn right now, but I think, a lot of fans still believe in what Michael Penix could be, especially with the new coaching staff that we're having all these quarterback coaches, all these different guys that have been coordinators. We have to think about it. We have 2 former offensive coordinators on the staff right now.
Facts.
So again, I feel like, honestly, I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm talking to healthy Michael Penix. I'm ready to go and I'm ready to get out there. Healthy Michael Penix. I'm looking at it like this: with all this quarterback help that is around now, I am going to be expecting more from my quarterback. And it's like, and if I don't get it, it's like, okay, we got to take a step back and just think about it. Okay, is it really our quarterback? Because we have all this different help in here. But of course,
Facts.
what I'm saying, that's just, what I'm just saying. I'm for Michael Penix Jr. So I am expecting healthy Michael Penix Jr. to go out there and do what he's been and do what we think he can do, which is dazzle us, which is win football games. And you think about some of the games that we were in. I still think about that Patriots game, to where Michael Penix, yeah, it was an up and down game. It looked a little bleak at first. Thank goodness for Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. What I'm saying, so we could end the half in that right. But you think about Michael Penix, he did bring us back, and all we had to do was just get the extra point. We possibly go to overtime. You never know what happens, but of course we know what happened. Kicking situation, special teams.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, like, I
Talk
still
about,
believe in Penix.
yeah, I do too, man. But Huckleberry makes a great point, man. August 19th will be 9 months from his surgery date. Expected recovery time will be close. But you got to think, you got to factor in training. You got to factor in, mini camp, training camp, OTAs, all that. He's not going to be ready for any of that. So what he's going to have to do is have to work his way back during the season. This is why I think he starts the season on the IR before he can catch up to what is going on. Now, he will be in the film room, film session and all that. I get that. But what about the speed of the game? What about that first hit? You got to think about all of that. So, I mean, look, it is not going to be easy. It's going to be a process. But we want to welcome our boy Ryan from Birdcage LLC. And Ryan, talk to us right quick.
Man, you know what? You said quick, so I'll just go ahead and just quick.
No. You know what I mean, man. Just talk.
Gotta slide in
Just
there
talk.
like Arsenio did in Harlem
talk.
Nights. Quick.
You
But
got
anywho,
jokes.
yeah, I got, come on, man. It's a lot of stuff going on with this team. And when we talk about Penix at this point, look, Arthur Blank has already said he thinks he's going to be the future. Everybody keeps saying, oh, well, they said it. The key word is think. You don't know how he's going to be coming back off of a third ACL injury. Now, not saying that he can't come back and do great, because, again, he needs to sit. I'm not trying to rush him back. If they're going to put him in the forefront and try to make him the future of this team, the first thing I need to do is build up this offensive line. That's the first thing I need to do, because it wasn't just him that got hurt. Remember, Cousins got hurt the year before. So again, there's 2 quarterbacks that have been injured at the hands of our offensive line not having the depth and not being able to pass protect.
Right.
So at this point, you're bringing in a guy that's a former offensive lineman that was coached by the great Al Groh. If you don't know who he is, do your research on him.
Former Jets coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also was a head coach for Virginia when Ian Cunningham was there. But he also was responsible for helping the Giants draft one of the greatest defenders of all time, at Lawrence Taylor. That was his coach. So you're bringing in a guy that has been groomed not only as a player, is in what he knows about toughness. He understands it because he played. Might have not played in the NFL for long, but damn it, he came up under a Bill Parcells disciple. So you know that toughness and running the ball and pass protection is going to be the main thing that we're going to be focusing on and getting his depth right.
Yeah, and he worked up on the Ozzie Newsome. He worked up on the Ozzie Newsome as well, so he knows how to build a team.
I know you already talked about it. That's why I didn't even say anything about Ozzie. There's no need to speak on Ozzie, the great Ozzie Newsome, the unicorn tight end that we hope that Kyle Pitts could turn out to be if we keep him.
Right.
That's going
but
to be
Blake.
Then you also got to look at.
Right. Quick. Blade Runner say, let's be honest, there must be a quarterback on September the 1st to start the season. Pitts will not be ready on that date. Cousins is on the roster, or go get someone else to go play, ready to play. Kirk Cousins ain't gonna be on the roster. That's the problem.
Nah,
he won't be.
Go get Mac Jones.
Go
get Mac Jones. Make it easy.
There still is that option to cut him and still bring Kirk back. Don't y'all sleep on that option. It's still out there.
Oh yeah, I know you to be the first one that said it. I got the clip already ready.
So you already got the gun loaded. You just ready to just
fire. I'm just waiting on it. Yeah, my boy A1 said this. Check this out.
But you know what, A1, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on that, A1. I think that's very possible if they can't get a quarterback that they would want. I think that is a strong possibility. But I would say out of all the quarterbacks that's out here, go get Mac Jones. He's cheap right now, and really it would be a prove-it deal.
Yeah. And the thing about, Kirk Cousins, do you really want to pay him $25 million more? And Ian Cunningham just talked about how important cap space is, and that's something that we don't have. And we got to think about Caden Ellis. You got to think about, whoever they're going to bring back. Look, they already got to restructure contracts again. They've kicked the can so far down the road on Jake Matthews. Chris, what did you say that number was the other day? About dead cap space? About $30-something million, right?
38 million.
So can't do that no more. But Millie said he's gonna keep it funky. People might get mad at me, but to be honest, I don't want no scared ass quarterback. Scared to run, scared to release the ball, scared to take a hit. Just how I feel, and I get that part.
No,
but at the same time, that's why you build a strong offensive line, so you won't have to worry about that.
And the offensive line has got to be fortified. Again, it's got to get more physical. It's got to get tougher protection because, again, we're going to have Michael Penix coming off of this surgery. You got to the offensive line got to be like one of the best things that you have going because you got to protect them. But, man, also, fellas, I understand about I still like the whole idea of Mac Jones. But with Ian Cunningham and saying some of the things that he said today, especially about loving picks, I don't see Ian trying to get rid of any picks for Matt.
But I know you got something to say, Ryan. Go ahead. But
no. I was listening. I don't have nothing to say. I'm letting A1 have. Look, I'm just a welcome guest coming in here, wiping off my feet. I ain't trying to break no glass in here.
Hey man, go ahead and break the glass. But I'm gonna just say this. I don't care what we have to give up to go get a starting quarterback. See, this is the thing. Mac Jones is still young. And like Ryan said, prove it deal. You give him a 1 year, he's on $2.4 million this year or something like that. If you trade for him for a draft pick, and if he performs well, you got to think. He played up under Tommy Reese at Alabama, so he knows what to expect. He's a pro-style quarterback. Me and Ryan talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So the thing about it, it's just a perfect fit. And what have they been doing all offseason so far? Familiarity. That's what they preaching.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a whole lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense.
A1, now you see why I keep barking up that tree of Mac Jones. There's a reason for that. I'm not just saying it because
I'm with it.
Because of cousins. But I get what you're saying about not mortgaging anything. But here's the question though. Are you trying to win now? Or are you actually trying to just build and just hope that something sticks? Because if we're gonna do that, you might as well put Kyle Trask out there and teach him the offense and let him go. You might as well.
Yeah.
At this point, if you're not going to bring in a Mac Jones, if you don't want to go get a quarterback, go give Kyle Trask a shot.
Well,
might as well, because Easton Stick ain't worth 2 dead flies smashed.
Hey, I would just say, like, well, there's still that option of bringing Kyle Trask. I mean, but there is another option of bringing in another veteran that's possibly played that's not named Kirk Cousins. I mean, you still got Case Keenum out there. You still got Carson Wentz. I mean, again, I don't like the names. They're not sexy. But again, if we're just thinking about all we just want is a backup until our starting quarterback can get back out there, those are the type of names that you got to start looking for. To me, I think that if you go get Mac Jones, that's more of a threat to the fact that Michael Penix may not even get on the field because you may be having such a good year with Mac Jones that you can't just throw him out there unless you're just going to be like, okay, well, we got to see what we have if we're going to keep him or not. Talking about Penix, because
I'm willing to sit Penix for a whole year, and the reason I'm saying this is because the man has had 3 knee injuries. This man has to get physically stronger. He has to get mentally stronger. He has to get in better shape to be able to take the punishment. If this is going to be your guy, bringing in Mac Jones for a year is not going to hurt. Arthur Blank has already stepped out and spoke on this. So my thing is this: why sit back and take ass whoopings right now? Just being real with you, why are we going to sit back and take ass whoopings when we have weapons that we can use and actually try to win ball games and actually try to get to the playoffs? I'm not saying that Penix does not need to be here. I like Michael Penix, period. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to sit here and bring quarterbacks in here, okay, if you don't get Mac Jones, D. Minch just said Jacoby Brissett, but I don't think Arizona's letting him go. Then you got Case Keenum. I don't like Case Keenum at all, but guess what? He's got familiarity with Stefanski in Minnesota. So at this point, you got to look at it from all angles. And the thing about Mac Jones is this: he came out of a pro-style offense, and I'm not talking about just with Shanahan. Go back and look at him in college. We just mentioned Tommy Reese. If for my folks that's Falcon fans down in Duval County, you know Mac Jones very well out of one of the winningest schools in the state's history in Bowles High School. And he was coached by legendary head coach Corky Rogers, who played for the legendary Bobby Dodd at Georgia Tech. So he was groomed. He was groomed from high school pretty much all the way up until now. So being able to process the defense ain't a problem for the kid. So my thing is this: why not bring a guy like that in here that's played in a wide open passing offense that uses tight ends? Because he will find Kyle Pitts, Josh Simon, or Charlie Warner. He'll actually use his tight ends as well as his receivers. Right. My thing is, why not use him? And he's mobile.
Yeah. And we saw 12 personnel last year for some reason with Kirk Cousins and not Michael Penix. You see it with Matt Jones here, you will see it much more. Trust me.
I give you a wide receiver we need to use.
Go ahead,
Smitty. I'm sorry. I was gonna say
Greg said put Big Low at offensive tackle, A1 at slot receiver, Smitty at running back. No, I won't play running back. Put the historian at quarterback, T. Will at tight end, and Jack at water boy.
First off, D. Craig, I'm a safety. I ain't no offensive player. I ain't no punk ass quarterback.
I probably wouldn't be a running back if I had to play. If I could play, I would have been a quarterback.
Y'all can have it. I like hitting folks. I like destruction.
Only way I play the slot is if I'm playing the slot about 30% of the time because I got to be the Travis Hunter, you know what I'm saying? I got to be, playing corner on the other end. And then, sometimes you can use me in the slot, like if you need like a third down play, you can throw me out there and I get out there.
No Aaron Rodgers. Oh no, hell no. Too much money.
Aaron Rodgers?
41 years old. No.
To be honest, I think Aaron, the only team that he'll play for right now is the Steelers, especially with McCarthy. If he even wants to,
right. I agree. If he want to play again, right?
Yeah.
Joy says, "Show me the field product on the field." Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm with you, Auntie Joy. What's happening?
We're gonna see it. And see the thing, we talked about draft picks and we talked about Matt Jones. You tag Kyle Pitts and trade him, you get that pick right back.
Facts.
So look, it's no problem with me. I'm going to give. And see, they don't want to let San Francisco. They don't want to let Matt Jones go because they know Brock Purdy injury prone. So they might, charge a premium. But hell, even they ask for a 3rd round pick, they gonna get it from me. Why? Because, like I said, you can make moves and get that pick right back. Because Kyle is gonna give you at least a 2nd or a 3rd round pick because of his skill set, and depending on what the bidding war gets to be. Because they're going to be 3 to 4 teams. They're going to call you, hey, what you want for Kyle? Such and such offer me a 3rd round pick. You want to move that up to a 2nd? Such and such offer me a 4th round pick. You want to move that up to a 3rd conditional 2nd? I mean, it is ways you can work around these type things. So I don't have a problem with it.
We're going to figure it out, fellas. I think I'm really interested to see what the draft moves are going to be. Really just in complete off season with this being his first off season. It's going to be really interesting. I can't wait to see, what's going to be the first move. Like, are we going to trade back immediately? Are we going to take somebody at 48? Like, is it going to what style of philosophy is he going to come in with? That's going to be the most interesting thing.
A1, keep this in mind. There's going to always be somebody that slides in the draft. Look at last year. You asked me, and I did a profile on him. Xavier Watts to me was the end of the first top of the 2nd round, draft prospect. He fell all the way to the 3rd round, 96 to be exact. So there's going to be somebody to fall back. So if they trade back, say like they're at 48, and like I told you the other day, when they at the 60, at that 60 range, that's what bottom of the 2nd, top of the 3rd, somewhere in there. You get that spot, you possibly get a 5th and a 7th round pick with that. So I mean, you'll still get a quality player because Tyler Algier is a 5th round pick, Greg Jerry 5th round pick. So I mean, look, first pick, last pick, 50-50 crapshoot no matter what. So I mean, go for it. Go ahead.
I got something for you. It's not pretty, but I don't care about a pretty draft. And like he said, best player available. There's a kid that we can get on this offensive line. And he plays y'all's guard out of Iowa. His name is Jennings Dunker, 6'5", 320. And you talk about footwork, raw power, and a mean streak.
But what you would play?
He could play guard and he could play tackle. He's interchangeable. He's out of Iowa. 6'5", 320.
Yeah, he would be one in waiting though, because we looked at Caleb McGarry the other day. His numbers are just stupid, and they can't move on from that. But go ahead and explain.
I was just gonna say the thing about him is he also was an all-state wrestler and the track and field guy, so that already tells you that he's a dual threat.
Familiar.
Yep. And then he was a state wrestler champion, state wrestling champion, which that says a lot. He's a Midwest kid. And that's what they do out there. But the one thing that he has a mean streak like Harvey Dahl. Go back and look at the footage. I've seen how he finishes blocks. I've seen how he's literally mauled linebackers. If you get in the alley when he's pulling, good luck trying to stop him.
That sounds like Mr. Larry Allen to me.
Exactly. And the thing is, he heavy set dude runs a 5'2", 5'3", I think, at 320.
That's solid.
So now you understand what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Ian Cunningham's going to look at bringing in stuff that's going to be able to protect not only his quarterback, but his running back as well. See, this is the thing nobody's talking about. Bijan has to work too much in that backfield.
Yeah.
When you bring guys like that in here in the trenches, that is a guy that you lean on that can actually not only open holes, but also be a menace as a pass blocker, and he's hard to get around. And he doesn't mind getting in a fist fight either. That's why I'm saying he's like one of the nastiest linemen that's in this draft right now.
Yeah, there's always one lineman that sneak up into that second round, bottom of the second, top of the third. ATLGA Faithful, what's up, my guy? Y'all go check out ATLGA Faithful on YouTube, man. He doing his thing over there. He said 100 watching on the 40 likes, man. Get them likes up. And also, man, y'all see the banner at the bottom, man. Crank up them super chats. Crank up them super chats. My boy Zay in the bag, man. What's good? What's good? Check out Zay in the bag on YouTube as well, man. He doing his thing. He into music and sports. He a double dual threat.
Yeah, he do his thing on TikTok.
What's good, Zay? And y'all hit that like and subscribe button for these fellas, man. I'm sorry. I see too many people in chat. It's 100 and something watching it. It is only 25 likes, man. Let's get them likes up for these boys, man. They put in hard work day in and day out for not the Falcons, but for all Atlanta sports, and bring great interviews, man. Come on. They give you their time away from their families. I understand this struggle because I do it myself, but man, it takes nothing but 1 second to hit that like button, man. Help these guys stay in the algorithm and keep this money going in Smitty's pocket. He got to get them chicken wings.
Hey man, I got to
give my dog Chris that sweet tea and potato salad to go with it.
That boy.
But I got a serious question for y'all though.
Hold on, Ryan.
What's up?
That boy Tay said we let Kyle Pitts walk. We only get a 5th round 5 comp pick in return, so I don't let him walk. I honestly think they resign him, franchise tag him, trade him, and you lose money. No, he's not under contract. If you sign him and trade him, I mean whoever he trade him to, they're gonna pay the salary.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
they're gonna have to be part of the deal for you to get him.
That's what I'm saying. They meeting with the salary cap tomorrow, and shoot, on Monday they're gonna start the draft process. Something that Matt said he's never been a part of, and it's gonna be his first experience. So that's gonna be interesting. And again, everybody's gonna be bringing something to the table, and everybody's gonna be like each one teach one, so we can get the best product on the field and the best for some results in the draft. Because again, I'm liking from what I'm hearing, I'm thinking that Ian is going to try to trade back. So again, I'll still love the Mac Jones idea that we've been talking about. Is just if he's staying true to what he's saying in that press conference today, you can forget about Mac coming here, because that means he got to give up a second, a third, possibly even a 4th rounder, and it doesn't sound like he wants to do that. He loves his currency.
Okay, so I mean, now think about this. Since Mike LaFleur is going to Arizona, that might change their thoughts on Kyler Murray. And honestly, I don't think it will, because I think now, if they change their mind on Kyler Murray, do you pivot to Jacoby Brissett? Because he also, and somebody in the chat said it, he also played for Stefanski in Cleveland. He did a decent job. So do you swing for the fence that way, or what do you do?
Well, I mean, isn't Brissett under contract still too? So,
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
But
what draft capital?
It's only one quarterback that probably y'all can get that knows that system. I don't trust him because of his history. And I'm not saying bring him here, so please not think saying it. But Jameis Winston is available too as a backup.
Oh, I said that last year. I would have took him last year. I don't have a problem with that. I was open in saying that, and I know about it. Go ahead.
I respect him in the locker room as a veteran, being able to help. He'll probably help Michael Penix get along, but at the same time, I can't trust him in games, man, because we've seen him with games on the line. He give up the draws. That's why I'm like, can't do that.
But that's that. But look, that's the give and the take thing. Sometimes you got to give and take. The thing about it, he's a veteran. He's been around a while, and he makes mistakes. But at the same time, if you simplify the play call enough and Bijan is doing what Bijan is supposed to do in the offensive line is protecting, I wouldn't have a problem with it. He's going to make mistakes, true enough, but he's not scared to take those shots down the field like these other quarterbacks we've had in the last 5 years. That's something we've been missing for the last 5 years. So,
we know he's going to have the social media jumping here in Atlanta. That's going to be
entertaining. Oh, yeah, boy. Shit, man. Torn, what's good, my guy? He said, I like what Matt Ryan has done with hiring other coaching staff and GM. The only way is up from here. Let's go. Absolutely.
Right.
Have y'all gotten any news on Jerry Gray? Because I know it says he's still with the Falcons, but we don't have.
Yeah, it ain't looking bleak. It ain't looking good because that them bringing back Justin Hood and not letting him go anywhere else. I think he's going to eventually take that spot. And I haven't even heard no one say anything about Jerry Gray at all, and it kind of shocked me. But I mean, what can you do? He's almost 70, I'm sure. So yeah, it might be time.
No news is good. No news is good.
No, it's good news.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that because you never know. He could just be around. And the key thing was probably to keep Justin just because he may be about to take over, but it may not be just right now. We'll see, though, because, again, everything is getting to work. The season starts for us tonight or today, should I say, or I guess you can say tomorrow because, again, that's when they meet with the salary cap again. So it's going to be interesting.
They the late night Falcons. They've been doing everything at 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, they shoot. And I feel like today – there was still a couple of meetings. They probably went out to dinner, all that good stuff like that. But I think, honestly, right now, Ian probably already in bed right now. If he is as serious as I think he is, what I'm saying? I think he's probably already in bed right now. It's going to be an early salary branch.
Or he probably could be scrolling through his phone right now, looking up prospects and doing other things right now, too. That could be something else because even though he's a GM, and as he spoke on it, the man started from the ground up and he was marinated in good stock when it comes to scouting. And that's something that I've been preaching as long as y'all met me. I said this about our scouting department. As Pop said on Friday, I got to quote him, J-O-B, get off your ass today. That's what we got to get our scouting department to do because it's not just the big schools you got to look at. You really have to do your due diligence. And we're in a region in the South. And I'm heavy on HBCUs, but not just that. You have to look for diamonds in the rough that's around your area, period. Because there's a lot of diamonds that's around this way. And I'm sure that Ian knows because he was groomed under Ozzie and also Howie Roseman. And they're good for finding diamonds out of these small schools. And to me, I feel like the undrafted free agency part of this year is going to be the most critical part to not just build depth, but you also have to bring in guys that can make an immediate impact on this team as well if somebody goes down. So that's what I'm looking at, Smitty.
Not only that, Ryan, you got to think about the players that we're losing too, possibly. Like Caden Ellis, you got to bring in a solidified starter to take his spot. And Tejo, Devin Lloyd, I'm gonna do a free agent target on him. He was the guy that Berto brought up the other day that I was looking at anyway, because he said Quay Walker or Devin Lloyd, and it was a tough decision for me because I was high on Devin Lloyd when he came out of Utah, what he could bring as far as a coverage linebacker, as far as a run stopper, and as far as a pass rush. He can do it all. So it's
here's
tough.
The guy. You said Devin Lloyd. All I'm saying is this. If you're going to get a chance, if you got a chance to bring in a Quay Walker, you bring in a Quay Walker because that is a guy who not only can blitz the passer, he can also get back in coverage and not just getting in coverage and dropping in pass lanes. He can run with your tight ends and also your running backs too. So, and he's physical and he's tough. And the beautiful thing about him is he's got a mean streak. He's been thrown out of a few games for fighting.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
You need those crazy guys.
Exactly. I'm tired of the church. I'm tired of the church boys that pass the collection plate. But guess what? And you know what? I'm not even gonna trash that. If your ass can come in here and preach on Sundays, Mondays, and on Sunday afternoons or Sunday nights or Monday or whenever we play, you can turn it on like Reggie White used to. Boy, hey, you can have as many turkey drives and as many communion parties as you want, long as you come in here and ball out.
Facts. Nando said Bates and Pitts are traded for picks. Just watch how this plays out. I can see both of them. I've already said it. I can see both of them being traded, but we'll see because with Bates you lose a lead in that secondary, and that's some right now. AJ can afford to lose. Even though I agree with that, you got to think about not really having a number 2 cornerback. You can have a young guy there, and Eric Stokes, the guy to Las Vegas free agent corner. I can see him in Atlanta too because he's still a 4-2 guy, press corner, and he fits what they like to run. So,
and he's a hometown kid.
And he's a hometown kid. So,
they probably may
go ahead, Chris.
Bates.
Do you think?
And I think they may probably keep Bates though because you think about it, he's still grooming Xavier, and he's still going to be helping out Billy as well. So.
That's why I said just give him the 2-year extension and call it a day.
Gotta have some veterans on the team. But that Quay Walker, I've been on that.
That would hit that'll hit like cocaine in '88 if Quay Walker came on this defense.
Oh yeah, boy.
Devon Diablo,
perfect replacement.
Diablo,
Jesus. And here's the other thing. Another free agent that's coming up is Breece Hall. Now, if you do get rid of and I want Tyler Algier to stay, I pray that we can keep him. But if you can't, do you explore the option of a Breece Hall coming here?
I actually think he may.
Boy, I think that number gonna be too high.
Yeah, he's gonna. Command
I mean, well, you can get a discount on him. It's kind of like buying a used car at this point because he's had a season-ending injury already before.
Yeah.
So you can kind of discount that rate. Say, hey man, you haven't finished X amount of seasons or whatever. You've been injured back and forth. And when he's healthy, he's hell.
Yeah, but the thing about it, dude, you don't want to get into that bidding war. That's with any other player. If we offer him a contract, there might be somebody come up right behind and say, we'll offer you $2-3 million more than what they give you. He gone.
Okay.
And look, just like Tyler Algier, same thing. I mean, we looking at, what the asking price is going to be. At the same time, we get into a bidding war. Hey, he was a 1,000-yard rusher. He never fumbled. Like Chris said, he never fumbled the football. That number going to go up. So, I mean, well, go ahead, Chris, my bad.
Yeah, no, I was just saying he never fumbles. Again, for me, like, I would rather get into a bidding war with one of my own than just to be trying to get in a bidding war for Breece. Like, for me, I would just try to see if I can sign Tyler again 2 years. 15 mil, since 16 or something. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the guy is still valuable, and he is a very compliment to Deshaun Robinson. When you just need that change of pace, somebody that's going to come in there and just punch somebody right in the mouth. You need Tyler Algier. They really take the pressure off of one another, and it's just at the end of the day, regardless of the quarterback situation that we don't still know what's going to be. Fully, we know what we're hoping for, but we'll see what happens. And I just feel like regardless, even if you do have Michael Penix there, week one of the best things that he can should have is a solid offensive line and a solid run game that he can hand the ball off to. That can also help the offense as well. So you already got the real thing in your face. It's just whether you're going to be able to pay it or not.
Agreed. That boy Georgia Price said Quay Walker's a nice player, but Caden Ellis is 30 years old. I would be interested to see if the Falcons let him walk. All brick will stand on the table for Caden Ellis to stay in Atlanta. So I guess they're gonna be throwing the ones up there too. So I mean, we'll see.
I mean, I don't blame Caden is a leader, and Caden, I ain't gonna lie, his best attribute is when they have him what he's been doing for the last season and a half, going after the quarterback and being a leader in the locker room. So again, like, hey, I can't lie, he's earned some money. He's like we said, he is 30 years old. But again, Quay Walker's 25. You can go younger and try to get the position. Maybe you give him a nice contract to where it's like it's going to be more lengthy, and you at least have that position already solidified for multiple seasons instead of just trying to figure it out on whether Cade is going to take a 2-year or 3-year and you know what's going to happen after that.
Yeah, I get it. Tay said Trevor Etienne if we going that route, Javonte Williams. But I don't think we're
Trevor's too
going bringing
inconsistent.
starters to become backups. Say that again, right?
Trevor's too inconsistent. That's the reason why Jacksonville is letting him go. And remember, he got his job taken by a guy that wasn't even a starter.
Right. He was a rookie, wasn't he?
I was about to say,
Yeah, the guy that he got his job taken by because he's been used, but most of those carries have gone to guys that were pretty much camp bodies at the time, and they got a legit running back haul over there in Jacksonville.
No, they do.
Yeah, and I think you just can't put. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just saying they had to trade one guy.
Right.
Exactly, and he's playing in the Super, and he's actually getting ready to play in the Super Bowl.
Yep. It look like that sometimes. And the thing about replacing, replacing the running back. When you replacing the running back to go with Bijan, it's got to be a Tyler-like runner, but it's got to be a power runner. It just can't be anybody because you got the speed and the lightning with Bijan. So you go with the power back to where the defense now. You just can't put anybody back there. It's got to be a type.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. They complement each other so well. You have it right here in your face instead of trying to go search for it. You should try to see if you can keep it together right now.
But that's if they gonna pay him. That's the whole thing. We keep saying, "Are you gonna pay him?" We keep saying this.
That is the.
We keep saying this. Like it's like we want to keep him here, but are you gonna go pay him? Now, running back out of hand.
Here's a question for you about Tyler.
I got two backs. I got two backs for you that's physical as hell. Two of them.
Well,
you got the kid Nick Singleton out of Penn State, and then you got Curtis Allen out of Virginia Union. Those are two dudes. And Curtis Allen got over 2,000 yards this year.
And dude from Penn State, somebody in the chat agree with you, man.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is you got Singleton out of Penn State, or you get Curtis Allen, you can get him as an undrafted free agent out of Virginia Union. I trust anything that comes out of Virginia Union. If you know about that program.
Yeah, good program.
But my thing is too. I wonder if this
Drew Nestor is out of that spot.
Say that again.
Tyler Lee. Okay, go ahead. StreamYard, boy.
Mike Washington Jr. from Arkansas, 6'2", 235.
Yeah, he's definitely a good. That's another one that's on the radar too. I mean, it's a couple of dudes that's out here that you can really bring up in here, and they could fit what we do.
Right.
Adrian, man, we know Algier is proven. It's just that contract, man. Go ahead, Chris. My bad.
Shoot, again, it's like you're gonna have to pay somebody, man. Again, I know for a fact what I'm getting with Tyler Algier. Again, I hear y'all about saying the guys that can fit, but I know what does fit. It's no question asked about that. And again, I know my thing is with Tyler, will he move on, to go be a number 2 somewhere else? I don't think so. The only way I see Tyler even really moving on from Atlanta is if it's going to be the starting role. And it makes no sense to leave Bijan Robinson to go be a number 2 anywhere else in the NFL.
So let me ask you this, A1. Let me ask you this. Do you think he will look at his option, then talk to the team and see what see where they mind at, and then make a decision on whether he's gonna come back in?
Hopefully, the team is reaching out to him, and he doesn't have to go out there and even.
No, I'm just saying if he decides to explore free agency, see what they're talking about, and if they give him a number 1 spot, he say, hey, well, this is what I need to be, or if they want him to share carries with somebody, guess what? I can stay where I'm at and just get paid there.
Again, so, it makes no sense for him to leave Atlanta and share carries with anybody anywhere else in the NFL when you're playing with Bijan Robinson.
I agree with that. But Wizardton 97 said he started in Dallas. And I agree with that. I can see that.
But again, if they reach out to him, honestly, that's the one team that scares me. Because yes, he should be a starting running back day 1 if he goes to Dallas. So that is like the one team that scares me. I guess you can look at no, not them. I was maybe Houston. You know, they're kind of up in the air. So it's just like, I mean, it's other teams, yeah, but what we have, everybody has to see exactly what we've been talking about from the beginning. What's the money gonna look like? But I'll
I'm
still
gonna
try.
tell you another running back I like, and I'm gonna stick to it. He been around a little while. And that's Damian Pierce, power back. He fit that same mold. I could definitely see him in that number, and he'd probably be, a reasonable price.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be cheaper than Tyler, but he ain't Tyler.
No, he's not
Uh,
Tyler. No,
and
but I'm saying he
but the
just fits
problem
that
with
mold.
Pierce is this pass blocking.
Yeah,
That's
I
been his
agree.
strong suit. He can run the ball hard. Good old South Georgia.
I agree with pad blocking.
Good old
Take a hit.
It's the pass protection. Think about it. Running the ball has never been a problem for Damian Pierce at all. Go back and look at him at Florida, or go back and look at him when he was playing at Bainbridge High School. He's a monster. But when it
Yeah.
comes to pass blocking in some downs, he gets bullied because of his size.
Javonte Williams did have 11 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Absolutely.
Yeah. Down and down. So that's another thing too. Will they try to keep Williams? Because I mean, I'm just saying 11 touchdowns is 11 touchdowns. You hear me?
Yeah. Can't knock that.
And that's what I'm saying. If they sign Williams, if I'm looking at that Algier, I'm like, not going down there. Sharing carries.
I don't like Najee Harris. He overrated. Keep it real
No.
with
Najee Harris literally just tore his Achilles. Hell no.
you. Yeah. But this is what we're gonna do. Ryan, you're gonna end the show like this. You tell us what you took from the press conference today, and we'll feed off your last word, and that's how we'll end the show.
Okay. The things that really stuck out to me was the fact that outside of paying homage to being from Atlanta, he made it short and sweet today. And the beautiful part about it was this is what stuck out. The two quotes, prove it and earn it. He said that today. He said, I got to prove it. I'm here. Now I got to prove it. And then I got to earn the trust, not just of the front office. I've got to earn this of this fan base too, because it's a lot of talent here, but we got to win. And those two things stuck out to me. Everything else, okay, I hear what you're saying. You just literally said, I got to prove it and I got to earn it. That right there, now I have my expectations for this cat because he paid homage to the systems he came from, and he talked about the team being physical and how he wants to build in the trenches. Those things is what stuck out to me today. I expect us to actually get some big uglies in this draft, pretty much to set the tone. That is what I took from this, and he's going to try to retain the guys that are here. Go ahead.
Yep. Draft, develop, retain. That's the most powerful quote that I just think, that really just sets up everything that he's said today about the trenches. Yes, having those big uglies in the trenches on both sides, because that's where the football game is won. You win in the trenches, you dominate in the trenches. There's nothing that the other team can do, no matter who's over there. And we've seen that before. So again, I love that fact. I think that the whole thing about stockpiling draft picks and using them as currency, because it's not just about drafting the player. He also said about you can use that same currency to go get proven veterans, to go get, some other players that, can come in and just fit. So again, like I'm looking at it, and I think he's going to look at the whole thing as a chessboard, and he's just going to navigate it. He's just going to navigate it. He's going to work with his team. He's going to he's going to be the guy. But again, it's going to be the team behind him that's also, helping him flourish. I can't wait to see like what's going to be the scouting things, because again, him being a scout, I can't wait to see like what's the type of players that we're interviewing, the type of players that we're looking at, the guys that we're going to go see. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited about what's going to happen going on as our fam said in the chat, Terry's clone. We'll see what happens because this guy, again, he used to play football himself. So, and he loves those trenches. He loves trying to be physical, wants to be a tough football team. And think about it. We've been asking to be a tough football team really since like 2012, 2013. You know, when you think about it, just think about our offensive lines really since those times. We've been more so a finesse than really like power. Even the power running style that we have is still more so finesse. So we're gonna see exactly what happens. Then you add that with Bill Callahan and add that with the also offensive talent that we got as far as offensive minds to go along with it. I am expecting some things. It may be, even if it is slow out the start, because again, I keep talking about those first 6 games. At the end of the day, I'm still, my goal for this season is the playoffs. Once we get to the playoffs, then we can start rewriting new goals. But first and foremost, we got to get to the playoffs. So I don't want to put the bar no higher than that, guys. Get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. But my whole thing in a nutshell is I just want to see how he gonna fill out this roster. That's all I want to see, how he's gonna do it. If he fills it out and finds a way to do it with just 5 draft picks, or if he make trades that we don't see coming and it's what's best for the team, I just want to see how he's gonna dig himself out of a hole when times get hard. And I think the first year is going to show us exactly how he does that. You see what he did in Chicago the last 2 years with Ryan Poles. They went and got their future quarterback, went out and made, key moves with the offensive line, when they got Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett on their defensive line. They drafted Brisker, and that team is still young. So they're going to be right back in the mix next year. And you got to think about the running back position. DeAndre Swift, he was the every down back. But that young bull that they got at number 25, he put on the show all season, man. So I just want to see how he's going to build his team from front to back and who he's going to put first as far as contracts and who he's going to pay and who he's going to bring back. Because he got some tough decisions to make. And that will let you know exactly, what he's going to be as a GM. But my final thoughts, man, y'all know what to do, man. Tell everybody where to find y'all.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, man, y'all know where y'all can find us at. Want to appreciate Smitty and A1 for having me up for a moment. You can find me on the Birdcage LLC Thursday nights at 8 p.m. with the magnificent Birdcage crew. We got a special show coming up this week. We possibly might be getting Mr. Daniel Hatman on the show, former NFL scout who runs the Scouting Academy that trains and develops collegiate and NFL scouts or whatnot. 8 p.m. Just going to try to get him on. He used to work for the Jets, Giants, and also the Philadelphia Eagles. So he might have had a run into with Ian Cunningham. I'm going to find out on Thursday. And we're going to talk a little Falcon football, man. So you know how we get down. Like we say in the cage, man.
Birdcage, you either get right or you get left.
That's how we do it.
Oh, man, right.
I got hired help now. That's the kid doing that now.
Oh, I know who it is. I know who it is. Got to earn that pay. But
That's right.
D. Craig. I could see this. I talked to my boy, let's get it about this about 2 months in a row. I could see them trading Drake London just so they don't have to pay him. You bring back Kyle Pitts on a cheaper deal. I could definitely see it. It's just what compensation would you get for Drake London? This draft is wide receiver heavy, so I could absolutely see it. But Chris, tell everybody where to find you.
Hey, man. A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Come over, like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the A1 family. Love to have you. Also, Hawks Digest. Come on over there as well. We're going to see what the Atlanta Hawks, if they're going to bust a move before February 5th is over, or if they're going to stay pat and wait for the offseason. But also Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Let's see how we build these trenches. Let's see who stays. Let's see who goes. If you missed that show, by the way, go back and watch that show because we definitely talked about about 8 guys, I think, that show, Smitty. About 7, 8 guys that show. So,
yeah.
Hey, and not everybody that we talked about is going to stay. So,
right. No, it was 7. Yeah, it was about 7 or 8 because we added some extras at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so y'all please go check that out, man. And like he said, man, go over to A1. I'm sorry, Hawks Digest, man. He dropping news every single day over there on Hawks Digest. And if y'all want the latest trade news for the Hawks, he got y'all, man. Also, y'all can catch me at fatboysnap_21 on Twitter. I'm always over there blowing that thing up, man, because that's what I do. And y'all know what to do, man. Stay tuned to the Sports Machine to get y'all my latest, greatest updates, headlines, debates, all that good stuff. And me and Chris do pop-up shows, of course. So we're going to keep y'all in tune all off season on A1 Forever, Smitty Sports Machine, and the Birdcage. So make sure y'all stay tuned to all three of our channels. And if y'all just tuning in or y'all first time joining the show, please hit that subscribe button on the way out on all our channels. And also hype up our videos, man. It helps us out a whole lot. And again, man, as always, thank y'all for the donation to the channels. Definitely appreciate y'all, man, as always. But for my boy A1, our boy Ryan from the Birdcage, we're going to holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.
Ghost.